Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Sorry for my tardiness. How's everybody doing? Shout out to Miss Parker, Capricorn, Talk with Prince. Can everybody hear me? Thankful. How you doing? I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes to get things started. What up, goddess? Shout out to Barbie, my favorite graphic designer. How you doing, Tammy? Michelle, Sister Kenya, what up, though? Welcome to my courtroom, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. My law nerds, how y'all doing? That's my community name. Salute, Novi. So tonight I'm going to be covering the Manny Collins story. This was actually given to me by one of my fellow writers, Marianne. I want to shout out to you for putting me onto this story. Manny Collins Jr. is the 16-year-old from Minnesota who went missing about 2 months ago and was recently found. And now his father is a suspect in his murder. So we're going to get into that. And I also did a deep dive into the father and found out some information that I'm going to share with you tonight as well about him. There are some things that was not privy that should be. How you doing, Passion? Justice for Manny Collins Jr. Always. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is a video. We're going to go back to when he first originally had went missing. I'm going to share that. We're going to watch that together. It's about 18 minutes, not too long, but it's going to give you content to what happened, and it's going to go and I'm going to build a timeline with basically what I have to show tonight for you. Give me 1 second. And y'all, let me know if y'all can actually see the video. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can. I hate these commercials, you know. Sorry for the long wait. Are you guys able to see? I can't. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Sorry about that. Don't forget to hit that like button as you come in, subscribe, post, share. Copy. Can't see. Hold on, 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I know what it is. I know what it is. Give me 1 second.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Tierney Peters. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator here at the Anoka County Sheriff's Office. Today, law enforcement and the family of Jordan Collins Jr., commonly known by his nickname of Manny, will be discussing the investigation into his disappearance. Speaking today is Columbia Heights Police Chief Matt Markham, Anoka County Sheriff Brad Wise, Manny's mother, Ashley Berry, with close family, Ebony Baines, Brianka Fountain, Tashira Fort, and Cassie Hunter. Please note, while we will have investigative updates to share, this is an ongoing investigation, and some details may not be available at this time. With that being said, Chief Markham.
Good afternoon. Manny Collins, age 16 of Columbia Heights, Minnesota, was last seen on May 8th, 2024.
Y'all can see this, right?
Near the 4900 block of University Avenue Northeast in the city of Columbia Heights. Manny is 5'8", 140 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a white ribbed tank top with red and black plaid pants. There's been no known phone or social media use by him since. Multiple individuals have been interviewed. Coordinated searches were conducted at parks in the neighborhood near 49th and University Avenue Northeast in Columbia Heights. Manny was not located. Forensic evidence has been collected and testing is ongoing.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brad Wise. I'm the sheriff of Anoka County. The investigation into the disappearance of Manny is a joint effort between the sheriff's office and the Columbia Heights Police Department. In addition, we are utilizing resources from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, the FBI, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and North Star Search and Rescue, all of which are assisting in our efforts to try to find Manny. Obviously, it goes without saying, we believe his disappearance is against his will. We fear worse. What we're doing today is we're asking for the public's assistance in sharing any information they may learn or may know regarding Manny's disappearance, whether there's a business or residence that would be near the 49th and University Avenue interchange. We're asking to review video specifically from the dates May 8th through May 12th. We are also asking people that might live in that area to check their property for any suspicious items. There are resource lines that are available for people to make a connection to both the sheriff's office and to any other entity that will accept that information, such as the BCA resource line. That information could be made available to the media before you leave. Also, we utilize something called the Axon Community Link, which allows for uploading of data such as video to a site that we can also retrieve. I just want it known that we believe, we, the family and law enforcement, believe that somebody knows something, and that maybe if it's just in the back of their mind somewhere, that they'll reach
What the hell?
out through the BCA or through the Anoka County Sheriff's Office to share that bit of information, which might be critical as we search to locate Manny. With that, I would like to introduce Ashley Berry, Manny's mother.
Thank you.
Man, sorry about this. I don't know what's. Let me see.
Give me one second.
Okay. Hi, you guys. I want to start off by thanking the whole Anoka County, Columbia Heights, everybody, my family, my friends, the news, everybody who's been looking for my son and helped bring him home. My son's been missing for 20 days, and it's been the worst 20 days of my life. It's like a nightmare that I can't wake up from. He texts me every day. He check on me. He more concerned about me than I am him. He didn't text me on Mother's Day. I talked to him on the 8th. He was fine. He said, I'll see you soon. He said, I love you. He's a good kid. Anybody who's ran across my son, Manny, they know that he's a good soul. He always try to uplift people. He's never ran away. He had plans to coming back home June 4th. That was the plan, to come back home, spend a little time with his dad, come back home. Manny, if you're looking at this, if you somewhere that you're capable of listening to this or you see me, just know that I love you and that you know how much I'm worried. And you're loved. You got a lot of people looking for you. If anybody has a heart or soul, if they seen anything, if you heard anything, please come forward. You can call anonymously. Manny has never ran away before. This is unlike him. I've been sending him cash apps. It's still there. He hasn't used. I send him allowance every Thursday. He uses it. His phone's been off since the 8th at 4 a.m. Pinged again at 11 on May 11th on Mother's Day for 3 minutes, and then went off. I don't know. If you're watching this, Manny, we need you to come home. You got a whole lot of people that care about you right now. You love so much. I don't know. He's a good kid. He's 16. He has his whole life ahead of him. He had goals. He had plans. He had plans. He just got a job at Planet Fitness. We had plans to go get a Social Security card before he went missing. He had plans. So I know he's not lost. I know he's not just missing. He's not just lost. He's smart. He's very intelligent. He's very intelligent. Everybody who come across him loves him. He's been trying to uplift people. He has an old spirit. He's been trying to, he tries to take care of the family. Always says I have to get a job to take care of the family. Like I just told him, like, you just be a kid. Just work on being a kid. Don't worry about us. If somebody knows something, if you have a soul, if you have a heart, just say something, please. He's not lost. He's not lost. Yeah, I don't know. I just know he's not lost. Wherever he is, he's somewhere that he doesn't want to be. Like I said, we text every day, we call every day. He will find his way home. He knows the routes for the bus. He knows his route for the train. He's not lost. He has so much family that he can come to. Just anybody have a soul or heart. If you heard something, just say something. You can call anonymously. You can call the police department. Just say something. I just want to get him home. Like I need to get him home. So yeah, thank everybody. And yeah, like I said, he has plans. He didn't run away. We didn't have arguments. He talked to his girlfriend every night on FaceTime. They fell asleep on FaceTime that night. She seen him laying in the bed with his pajamas on. They fell asleep around 4 a.m. His last text from me was 4 a.m. that he liked my message about the allowance. He said, "Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you soon." There was no arguments. It doesn't make sense. He's not lost. I know that for a fact. He's not lost. Wherever he's at, he doesn't want to be there. If he's capable of whatever. I don't know. Again, if you have a heart, if you have a soul, just say something or call anonymously. You don't have to say your name. Just say something if you know. I'm praying that his father come out and says something. I'm praying his father come out and speak eventually. That's the last place he was. And yeah. Just that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you guys.
We'll open it up to any questions.
Sheriff, or whichever one of you would be more appropriate, you both suspect that there is some criminal activity here.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna keep this aside here. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, 16-year-olds don't just disconnect the way Manny did via social media. So I would say we're all convinced that he has disappeared against his will. We do have some investigative leads. We do have a person of interest who has so far not been helpful, despite the fact you would expect he would want to be helpful. That said, we're very guarded about information right now because we want to protect the integrity of the investigation most of all.
Say if he's still in Minnesota, you know?
Yeah, I don't have that information.
Is the person of interest his father?
Yeah, actually, I'll just defer that. If you don't mind, I'll just leave that open for the sake of the investigation.
Talk about the significance of the last place he was seen. Was this a residence where he lived at, or do you think more about that?
Yeah, it is a residential area in Columbia.
I want to pause it for a second so I can acknowledge the chats. Salute to everybody, Drea, Juju, thank you. Something I took note on. He went missing on May 8th, the mom said, and so the police said. And then on May 11th, his phone pinged for 3 minutes, and that was it. So I kind of question that, and I kind of find that odd. The 72 hours, there was no type of activity from his phone. Then also, all of a sudden on May 11th, his phone pinged for 3 minutes. What are your thoughts on that one? I'm just trying to think of what could have happened. Like his phone pinged for 3 minutes on May 11th, but wasn't heard since May 8th. I'm gonna finish the video for you guys. I just thought I would make it. I'm pointing out everything. I'm taking notes, you guys.
Columbia Heights and right off of University Avenue, which is the piece that we're most interested in. We canvassed for video that lots of people have cameras, doorbell cameras and so on, businesses do too. But there may be something that we missed or that we didn't connect with, which is why we're asking for the assistance of the media.
In that area, there's a market. Was he on the sidewalk by the market or actually in a house, or can you be a little more specific?
I'm not certain where he was last seen or his connection to the market, but for sure he had been in the area for some time when his whereabouts were known, and that as
Interesting talk with Prince.
I would imagine he would have been seen at that market because it's a pretty important place in that neighborhood.
Thank you. What time?
I don't have that information.
There's a lot on social media that's out there. I'm sure you know that allegations that he maybe has been trafficked or kidnapped, things like that. Is that something you're looking into?
Well, we're always open to possibility. That said, is that I think we feel pretty confident that there is no threat to the community, that this was very specific to Manny. But nothing's off the table at this point, which is why we're guarded about what we offer in terms of information.
Including some sort of cult being involved?
That's pure speculation. There's nothing to suggest that that's real.
Is Manny involved in sports or school, or is he in school?
Manny was in school. He was going to online.
Yes, he
schools,
did, Lorraine.
Public schools. And
Actually, yesterday, last night.
he wasn't doing too well in school. That was the whole purpose of him going to his dad's for a little bit, because his dad is really good at math. Like, so I figured he can help in areas that I couldn't. So he went over there this past month. He loved basketball. He plays basketball all the time. Skateboard.
Going to the gym.
Gym, he loves to work out. Game. His camera he wears all the time.
Do Manny and his father have a good relationship?
They did, like from the beginning, his dad was always there. These past few years has been rocky. He just came back into his life. He just came back into his life, and it's been some other things. His dad is different religion or whatever, and they had their ups and downs about that, because I'm one way, his dad's one way, and my son, he didn't want to be a part of certain things, and they had their ups and downs about that.
Absolutely, I agree.
For the most part, he loved his dad. He looked up to him. He believe anything he says. I don't know.
I just want to ask, I think you mentioned his phone wasn't working after like the 8th. Maybe you got a ping at like 11 or on the 11th? I'm sorry, I didn't hear very well.
Yeah. The last contact we had, me and his girlfriend, was the 8th at 4 a.m. Because I texted him at 3. I told him I sent him his allowance. He liked it. He said, "I love you. I appreciate you, Mom. I'll see you soon." That was at 4:02. His girlfriend, they fall asleep every day on the phone. Her last contact was about almost 4 a.m. That was the last time. And then I guess whoever has his phone, it turned back on May 11th for 3 minutes, and then it went back off. And that was the last contact.
Do you know where he was doing the FaceTime from?
At his dad's. He was
At
at
his
his dad's. Yeah.
So the dad is not being cooperative, or is he participating in the search for Manny?
We have spoken to Dad. Investigators have multiple times.
And is he cooperative?
No, I really can't go into that right now to kind of protect the integrity of the investigation. So.
Can you share maybe how this case is a little bit different than some other missing person cases that?
In other words, he's the main suspect.
Seem to be a little more intensity with this one. Can you kind of maybe share why?
Yeah, so Manny was reported missing to us on May 12th. So our patrol division took the report, went to our investigations team. They started looking into it based on some facts that they uncovered. We called the Anoka County Sheriff's Department Criminal Investigation Division on May 15th for assistance.
Is there a reason, now we're about May 29th or so, is there something that kind of inspired, say, okay, we need to hold a news conference now, this has happened or something has happened?
Yes, because we haven't been able to find Manny.
All right, with that being said, I will do a follow-up news release. I will be handing out to everyone. We'll be submitting it electronically as well. And I'll be sticking around for any follow-up questions.
Thank you everyone
very
for
much.
coming. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ms. Barry? I apologize. I'm spelling your name.
Ashley, A-S-H-L-E-Y, Berry, B-E-R-R-Y. Thank you, Shaq.
Ashley, is she okay?
Yes. She can come back.
All right. So that was my part 1 to that. What are your thoughts? And I want your opinions on based on what you saw. I took notes also. And I agree with you that the phone was turned on and off. I'm just kind of I kind of question the time delay from the 8th to the 11th. Yeah, I do feel bad for his mother. She seems so devastated. But I took note on what she also said about the father and his relationship. She said from her mouth that they apparently had a good relationship. So I kind of want to wonder what happened, what transpired, what triggered this incident to this child. Like, I really want to know. Yeah, I think so too, Goddess. It's all right, Miss Belinda. I just got started not too long ago. How you doing? That's what we want to know, Nikki. What was the issue with the dad? They didn't really disclose too much other than he wasn't cooperating when they were trying to ask him questions. That's why they said they didn't want to answer the question as far as was he cooperating, because they pretty much know him not cooperating makes him a primary suspect. Good catch, Capricorn. You good. You good. You ain't distracting me. Give me 1 second. I'm about to show this next piece of information that I got. Give me 1 second. This was a video that just recently came out about an hour ago, and it's from a relative of Manny Collins Jr. that I'm about to play. How she suspected that it was the dad all along. I'm about to play it for you. Hey, what up, though, Samad? Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Dang, sorry, y'all. Here we go. All right, here we go.
It's a sobering experience to work in a landfill like that, only to discover someone else's child.
Tonight, a 7-week search for 16-year-old Manny Collins has come to a devastating close. Now the investigation into his death is ramping up. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Lauren Lemanchek. Police now say they're investigating his death as a homicide, but have not named any suspects. Jennifer Hoff heard from Manny's family tonight.
Lauren, Manny's great-grandmother said his father called her back on May 8th, the day police say was the last time anyone had seen him, saying he put Manny on a bus outside his apartment in Columbia Heights, heading to her place in St. Paul, but he never made it. In this part of West St. Paul, people are particularly close.
Very close.
Just like Mary Berry and her great-grandson, Manny Collins.
Anything I needed done, he was willing to do it for me.
Making it all the more heartbreaking for her to hear the 16-year-old was found dead over the weekend after police say he'd been missing for nearly 2 months.
I didn't know I can holler that loud. I just hollered with disbelief.
All right, good morning.
At a news conference today, the Anoka County Sheriff announced crews found his body Saturday in an Elk River landfill they'd been searching since the beginning of June.
We were offered information that led to a video, and that video showed some evidence that would suggest the body might have made its way into a dumpster and into a garbage truck. So that's what led us.
Waste Management able to geo-track that trash that was dumped the day after Manny was reported missing, compacted in an area bigger than a football field. Searchers sifting through it for 10,000 hours, one rake at a time.
I knew something wasn't right, because he would at least call me or his mother.
Police say Manny's father is cooperating with the investigation that's still ongoing and wouldn't name the person of interest they do have. But for Barry,
He would be right here.
she's grateful for some closure about the great-grandson she'll now hold even closer.
I don't believe this. I just don't believe it.
I just don't believe this, she said. It's unclear yet if or when someone could be charged in this case. The sheriff says he's still waiting on some forensic test results and for the medical examiner to release Manny's cause of death. We don't have that officially yet. His family saying that they are planning a candlelight vigil for him sometime soon as a way to sort of further that closure as best they can, Lauren.
Yeah, I mean, now they at least have some answers as to where he is, not the answers anyone wanted, but I can't imagine what they must be feeling with the questions still out there.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions for a lot of people and a lot of rumors still at this point swirling. So yeah, certainly a lot of information yet to dig into.
All right, Jennifer, thank you.
Yeah, it's very sad, and it is. Thank Capricorn, you're right that they did find him. That's a blessing to hear. But something with the father. Actually, let me get into him actually, because I want to pull up the information that I do have on the father, because I'll say something isn't right. Y'all are right about that. If you give me 1 sec. Exactly. But Linda, I don't know why would they do that either. Like at 16, I didn't. I mean, my mama didn't, you know. Mary Ann said the father with the Buddha mark forehead, you ain't ish. Yeah, definitely. And this is about to prove it to you too. If you second. So this is his father that we have, who's in the Anoka County Jail at the moment. So yes, he has been arrested. Charges are murder in the second degree. No bail amount at the current moment. He was arrested as of July 7th, 2025. So that was yesterday. Does not have a release date at all. But yeah, this is the Pisha Ish they have in custody. And I'm also about to show you some more information about that. Give me 1 second while I pull up this information. How do y'all feel though? What are y'all thoughts while I get this other piece for y'all? I wish I could save this information, but you can't save it. Look, you gotta read because it'll just close out on you. Give me 1 second, folks. Yeah, you're right, Samad. And it's some missing pieces to this. It's definitely some missing pieces to the story as to what triggered. But I'm about to get this record pulled up. Bear with me. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Miss Parker. Shout out to Shank Rock and the Rock Squad, to the Riders. Give me like 2 minutes, folks. Be right back. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. All right, I had to make sure this is pulled up right. All right, so what I'm about to share with y'all is I did a little deep dive into Jordan Dupree Collins Sr., the father. And I found his criminal rap sheet that goes back all the way to 2008 in the state of Minnesota. And it is long. petty, misdemeanor, all of it. So give me 1 second while I share this. All right, so I want you guys to be able to see this record. If you can see the screen, if I can get somebody to say yes or one in the chat. I'm going to start with the oldest charge first. Oh yeah, Mika, he's a career criminal. Absolutely, Nikki. I can't wait to get more information on the father as well, too. Y'all can see this document though, right? Oh wait, no, I can't. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Hold on. Dang, come on. I would hope that that's not the case though, Tammy. All right, so y'all can see my screen. So this, first of all, his date of birth is February 1st, 1987. So he's 38. Couple years older than me, actually. Wow. So he had an offense back in 2008 for aggravated robbery in the second degree. That was his first charge. And I think he did 10 years of that, a 10-year bid, and did some probation. But yeah. Aggravated robbery right there. That's the first charge. Career criminal, yeah, I would say he definitely is to me, it's a petty ass career criminal because of what I'm seeing. And then the next charge that he had was in 2009. But I want to go back to, because the math ain't mathing. So let me go back to the first charge. He had his first offense November 2nd, 2008. And then he had his second offense in July 20th of 2009. So somebody took a plea deal and got him off for real. Let me see. Yeah. Math ain't my best subject, but I know that ain't right at all. Hold on. Trying to find out what the hell happened. How the hell you get off like that with aggravated robbery? This is what happens with this is how they manage to just slip through the cracks. And it's sad. Okay. So he's got a couple of probation violation hearings that he's been. So he's been violating his probation. So yeah, he's given career criminal 100%. Wow. So they gave this fool 90 days for aggravated robbery. And they gave this fool house arrest with GPS. And the rest was probation. Wow. That's crazy. You do aggravated robbery nowadays, shit, and it's like 10 years. That's crazy. That was just the first charge. Let me go back to the rest of his charge. I didn't even finish that. I was just stuck on how the hell he do aggravated robbery in 2008 and then do something else in 2009. And on how did he get out so soon? But that explains it. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just let me look at the chat real quick. See what y'all thoughts. Yeah, that's what I said, Jasmine. I'm like, how the hell you get 90 days for aggravated robbery? Like, damn, like let me go back to the rest of his cases. Hold on, y'all. I lost where I was. Give me 1 second. I know must. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, so that was the first charge, aggravated robbery, and apparently he only did a 90-day bid. His second charge, theft, take, use, transfer, movable prop, no consent. View the case details on that one. I'm thinking it's a theft by taking is what they're pretty much saying. He had a bench warrant and he didn't even appear at that one. Oh, but his bail was only $100. Yeah, wow. Crazy. All right, so the next charge was April 1st, 2011. Another theft by taking. Let me click on the details about that. Didn't show up to that one either. Wow. Okay. Funny thing is, when I had, parking tickets that was passed due with 36th District Court in Detroit at one point a while back. They wouldn't let a brother get on the payment plan. But y'all got pedophiles, murderers, just, postponing their dates when they want to, not showing up to bail hearings when they want to, making up excuses about other stuff and not verifying it, and but yet I can't get on the payment plan to get my license back. But that's crazy. I balance it. I look at things like that. But let's move on. His next charge was December 17, 2013, DUI. So he was driving under the influence. Is he a drunk? Is he alcohol? Does he suffer from substance abuse? That's questionable. This right here, the next one was April 2nd, 2016. It says convicted of a gross misdemeanor. Charges, false information, name of another, GM. I wonder what that is. Convicted of a gross misdemeanor. I never heard of that. I'm gonna look that up. I've never heard of that before. Because if you consider it gross, it would be a felony. It wouldn't be a misdemeanor. I don't know what the hell that means, but I'm gonna look into it. Matter of fact, let me look that up now. I'm looking something up, y'all. Hold on one second, because I want to know what that means so I can get y'all that information. Okay, so the conviction for a gross misdemeanor is a criminal charge more serious than a misdemeanor, but less serious than a felony. The hell does that mean? In Minnesota, a gross misdemeanor is punishable by up to 364 days in jail and a fine of up to $3,000 or both. Okay, so an example of a gross misdemeanor charge would include a DWI with an elevated reading, second degree DWI, and a second degree DWI with the prior DWI conviction. So he has an he has a substance abuse problem from what I'm reading. A few DWIs. That's what the gross misdemeanor is. That's what he was charged with. I just looked that up real quick. But yeah, that one is. You're right, Iggy. DUI, aggravated assault, and repeated stalking. Oh, you said gross is really nothing in Minnesota? Oh, okay. I just didn't know. Like, I just never seen that kind of. Yeah, you're right, Tanya. It does seem like the judicial system doesn't want to be bothered with them. But that's the sad part, though. That's sad that they don't want to be bothered with them. That's what we pay their taxes for, like law enforcement to do their job. We pay y'all taxes to do your job thoroughly and correctly. All right, so his next charge that he got, hold on. He was, okay, so the next one he had was January 15, 2017, convicted of a misdemeanor. Gave peace officer false name, birth date, and ID. So I'm thinking fraud. You know, that's what he's giving me. Scam artist. What you hiding? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, it just showed the charge. It didn't give us much more than that. He got a couple more. Shoot, man. March 6, 2019, convicted of a petty misdemeanor. So you got convicted of it being a misdemeanor, you got convicted of being a gross misdemeanor, and now you're convicted of being a petty misdemeanor. Parking violation. Okay, that is petty. We ain't gonna get into that. Another petty misdemeanor, March 5th, parking violation. Another traffic violation, petty misdemeanor, April 3rd, 2019. Parking violation, August 17th, 2020. Okay. Got another one, October 16th, 2020. Convicted of a petty misdemeanor, October 20th, 2020, abandoned a motor vehicle. I want to get into that one. Let me take note of this. I'm thinking maybe the car broke down and you just said forget it and it wasn't worth it, but I kind of want to know who leaves their vehicle. And then he has another one, June 28th, 2022, driving with no license. That's the end of his current rap sheet as of right now. We're still waiting on the pending charges that he does have for Manny Collins Jr. Let me stop sharing for a minute. Let me take in the chat. You're right, Jasmine. Absolutely. Probably, Marianne. I agree. So with the update with his father, he's currently in jail right now. They've arrested him for second-degree homicide, but have not officially charged him yet. I think they said they have at least 36 more hours from what I've heard in the last update. And a lot of people want to know is the reason as to why. You may ask, like, why he's not being charged with first degree instead of second degree. As of now, they have not found any intent or showed any premeditation, so that's why they cannot charge him as first degree. As of right now, that could possibly change, though. as the story develops or continues to develop, rather. Yeah, most of his violations are petty, but I feel like the very first one that he got, the aggravated robbery, it definitely should have been more than 90 days. I agree on that one. And that was the very first one. You would think that would be the most recent charge. And it would start off with the petty crimes first, because that's usually how it goes. But he started off doing bad and then went to just doing petty things. But the DUIs, I don't consider those to be petty though. Not if you're doing them multiple times. I don't. There's something wrong there. Chemical imbalance, mental health issues, depression, we don't know, PTSD, definitely substance abuse. It could be that. That's just my personal opinion though. Yeah. So what are your thoughts in the chat? So right now, we're just pretty much waiting on more updates with this case. I'm going to be continuing to cover this case as it progresses, all the way up into the trial, that is. So I next want to know about the charges and the arraignment. I think that's going to be next. And I'll cover that as well. Any PC hearings or preliminary hearings, I'll be covering that. And when it goes to trial, I will definitely be covering that. Definitely. I think it was something else that I wanted to show. Pull it up. Oh. Generally, yes, Tanya, but it can go either way, for second or first. But I do want to give a quick disclaimer to the chat. I am not a licensed practicing attorney, so I will not and cannot give legal advice. That is just not something I am going to do. I will reject. I will only explain what I know and what I can research. Anything other than that, I can only point you in that direction to one. That's a possibility too, Jasmine. Recidivism, pretty much, is what it is. Thank you so much, Capricorn. And another quick disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. I hope you do get your rest, Miss Belinda. So them kids don't be acting up. No, you're good, Tanya. I understand. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So I think that about covers everything that I had. Appreciate everybody for pulling up, reshare, repost, like, subscribe. I will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, to cover the story of Ashley Elkins. She is a missing mother or two in the Warren, Detroit, Michigan area that went missing earlier in January and has not yet been found. They do have the suspect in custody, and I'll discuss more into that tomorrow as well. I'll be sharing some court hearings, and a video that they have of Ashley Elkins to just pretty much give more stories to, what happened and share that with you guys. So I appreciate all my law nerds for pulling up. Thank you. I'm about to get out of here. It has been real, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time as usual, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Set your notifications, and I'm out.